Hey everyone, today we're taking you through a full cryo run as Recon with me, Mango Pie, and our friend Tom. Quick heads up before we start, this is a walkthrough of one single game, start to finish, with the thinking behind what we do along the way. So come along for the ride and hopefully you pick up a few things we've learned the hard way. Let's get into it. So before starting, we select the Cyber Acme contract specific to cryo because sometimes they give great loot. We also make sure we've got decent loadouts. Our friend Tom came in with minimal loot after a cryo losing streak, so we brought him a shield and an extra weapon for the start of the run.
Tom also came in with only one weapon because Cryo is a casino, in that sometimes you exfil and a lot of times you don't. So often, I'll just try to hit the 5k minimal loot threshold before queuing up.
The first goal is to increase our security clearance to level 2. To do that, we're looking for commander bots with purple shields, which are guaranteed to drop a security clearance tag. Normal bots have a chance to drop one too, so it's worth having at least one teammate check the drops.
At the beginning, we're just fighting bots to clear the first area, trying to conserve ammo and resources where we can by knifing and checking any tags the bots drop. And once we've grabbed what we need, we drop the rest of the loot from the bots, so our teammates don't waste time checking the same bodies again for tags. We already reached clearance 1 within the first area, which is great. Sometimes you don't even hit level 1 clearance.
A room where sometimes there's a card.
After clearing the area where you spawn, there's a red door with a security panel to open it. You should be alert as soon as you get past that first door, because other teams who spawn nearby might rush you the moment they have clearance too.
I'll just run through while you.
That's why the start of Cryo is a little race, to get clearance and maybe rush the adjacent spawns. The door to the control area in the middle of the map only needs clearance level 1. Sometimes you'll find enemy runners rushing control right at the start to grab extra security tags and hack monitors. Just be aware, every door you open tells enemies you've been there, and it means they don't need clearance to get into that area anymore.
Yeah.
And we immediately start taking out the purple bots. All the bots actually, but specifically targeting the commanders for the tags they drop.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, just kill that scout. I think he's hurting. Okay, he's out.
cool.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm starting to like the overrun.
Really. Another good way to get clearance is to hack monitors. They give a few points of clearance to your whole team.
We're still aware there might be another team over here, but only if they manage to hit clearance 2 fast enough.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's-
blue overrun is good.
No, I'm playing with even green and it's okay. Not bad.
Or bots, in any case.
Yeah. Any panels you see?
And then we reach security clearance 2. That's great, because now we can open doors we need to rotate across the map into the other areas. A lot of security clearance comes from checking drops from bots. Make sure you pick up every tag.
I need a sulfur bread. Is it here?
I'm checking the bag room.
Yeah, here. I'll drop.
Yeah, I need
Here.
one. Thank you.
There isn't a blue bag, there isn't a blue. Oh, there is, there is.
Nice.
There's a spare purple bag here. I just dropped one. I totally
Oh,
forgot that I
wow.
had a purple bag.
Nice. Mango cake, you want?
You want it? You can.
No, you go. You go ahead. Compensation for last game.
We've already opened the clearance 2 door, which has a special loot room. There are a few of these around Cryo Archive. Some have backpacks, others have shields, for example. So checking them is worthwhile, especially if you didn't bring in top tier loot, like us in this game. Some require clearance 3 too. The requirement is written next to each door.
I hit the scanner for crack. What key have you got,
The
number
purple
2?
bag is.
One.
Honestly, at this point we have such a surplus of cryo keys, we may as well bring one pretty much every run. We brought in a vault key this run, so we keep activating scanners to find and pick up batteries we'll need to open the vault. And the higher your clearance, the more your scan actually shows you. At level 1, the scan only picks up batteries. At level 2, it shows hackable clearance monitors too. And at level 3, it even reveals stations that spawn exfil beacons.
North or west.
We stay alert here because we're heading towards a control entrance where other runners might be. Recon is great for cryo because the map is tight and dense, and Recon scan continuously helps you find enemy runners. So as soon as we enter control, either me or Mango Cake pop our scan to check for enemies. Always keeping in mind that enemy runners with a signal jammer will show up as a bot on the scan. Typically up to 5 squads can spawn in cryo, so if you keep count of how many are still alive, it helps you work out whether the map's clear of enemy runners and how cautiously to play.
Anyone have a depleted shield for me?
We use depleted shield charges and patch kits to keep topping up our health as we go, instead of using enhanced consumables, which we save for fights or when we're in a pickle.
Echo Pro searching.
It's just bots, it's bots.
Are they signal jammed though?
Yeah, there could be signal jammed.
No, it's a bot.
I'll get rid of the UFO.
Then we rotate to steerage, trying to get one more clearance and still looking for batteries to finish our key requirements for the vault.
Did you hit that scanner? Oh, tag.
Sometimes there are tags just lying around control, so it's always worth a lookout for a few extra. The more you pick up, the less there is for rival squads. Same goes for the hackable security clearance monitors.
Oh, bots literally just spawned as I opened the door. Crack the purple guy immediately.
We've learned the hard way not to take bots too lightly in cryo. They can pack a punch.
It's about running out.
But you got extras, right?
I'm just gotta play with cover, don't take damage.
Yeah.
Got a big guy down, like. Flanking him.
Shoot.
Just need to get around the back of him. Nearly there. Nah. Purple guy's still alive though. It's okay. I'm right behind him now.
Okay.
Damn it, he just went round the corner.
There's...
There's a panel here as well, no way. He's right here, bro.
There's a panel right there upstairs, yeah.
Got him.
Nice. Just checking
No way we got this panel, like.
the loot's down there. Oh, what the hell?
Somebody take that antivirus, like literally put it on.
I got scanned. Mango Cake, you have scanned?
Yeah,
There above
hit
us?
it. I can-
Here I get notified that I got pinged by an enemy, which is Recon's passive ability. Right away, we activate our own Recon scan so we know where the enemy is while they know where we are.
Yep.
Given they got the surprise on us, we retreat to regroup and play coordinated together. I switch to the knife to run faster and be a harder target to hit.
Draw them into here. We're gonna ambush them here. Here's the door.
They're right there.
Instead of popping my signal jammer randomly throughout the game, I save it for the fight, where it gives the most value. Ideally, I'd have used it even before we got scanned, but since they got the surprise on us, I use it just after. Mango Cake chucks her Recon Crab out, which hits a blue shielded enemy, overheating them,
No.
Oh, hitting a blue shield.
20
Yeah.
minutes remaining.
and Tom follows up with a sniper shot that lands. Mango Cake is poking down with the LMG, and we get the down. Soon as we got a little bit of poke damage, I use Recon's Echo Pulse to scan the enemies right away.
Rooster above.
As soon as we do, Tom manages to full kill.
Yep.
Good full kill.
Two up top now.
Okay.
We've got signal jammer on.
Now that we know we have an advantage, with one enemy down, we play a bit more aggressively. I climb up, get the flank, and end up melting them, playing it cool and collected, pushing together as a squad.
One left.
For the ones here. For the ones here.
Dead,
Got a
dead,
heal
dead.
up, got a heal.
Slide in for the knife kill and get the finisher to ping the last enemy as Recon's ability, and that's the end of the fight, or so we thought.
Okay.
Man, that sniper shot was insane.
Well done. That's the start of it all.
We immediately start looting because of the loot goblins we are.
Another one, another team,
Oh,
another team.
another
below us.
team, yeah.
and then Tom calls out another enemy. I pop meds, top up my health, and activate consumables like this cardio kick for extra agility.
I think he's directly below us. It's a recon. It's a recon. Yeah, it's another team right here.
Thinking there might be another team. We spot the last enemy runner and take him down. I noticed his name was the same as the very first player Tom killed, which means they somehow got a respawn on him. And that's likely because there was a triage on their team who rebooted him with triage's prime ability.
Oh, bot spawn, bot spawn.
No, it's not. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, bots.
A lot of bots.
Deal with the bots.
Okay.
Guys, I'm telling you, it's a first down.
You remember the name?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Recon. There's a spare self-revenue yet.
We clear out the bots to drop the pressure so we can loot in peace and keep making our way towards the vault. I swapped to the Strider because it's more of a long-range weapon instead of the overrun and bully combination, which are both close range. And we keep looting and tooting and scooting. Looking for more batteries is the next objective. Having collected enough, we mark the vault location and make our way there.
We know we've taken out one squad, so there could be up to 3 more still in the map. As soon as we near control, we start scanning, and there's another enemy runner on the scan. We accidentally trip the security system here, which blocks the door, and I disable it with the red security panel. We've since learned there are ways to get around the red barriers, it's just a matter of map knowledge and learning where to go. I see Tom flying in, the destroyer that he is, so we push immediately to follow up. Mango comes right in with me, and we both teamfire the enemy squad, taking them completely by surprise and wiping them before they can react. Pushing together and teamfiring can really win or lose fights. Sometimes marathon fights take less than the blink of an eye. But don't forget to blink.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, Tom is pushing.
Tom heard a team being taken out before this fight, and we came in right after. The thing you can never be sure of is a missing squad, whether they got killed in some other corner of the map you haven't walked through, or if they're still out there being a threat. We didn't find more than 3 death packs, so now we know there's at most 2 teams left. We've got enough batteries to take the vault now, and enough clearance to roam the map freely. And again, we take our sweet time to loot up, the loot goblins that we are. Then we start making our way to the vault. Tom and I are already there, and Mango Pie is falling behind, which in Cryo isn't usually recommended because you never know when another team might be right next to you. Yep, here.
Coming.
We pop the batteries into the vault, deciding to take the chance in case a remaining team, if there is one, hears us opening it. We actually take out the bots here before going in, which now we know isn't the best move, because those bots outside can be your alarm system. If somebody follows you, the bots give you an early warning that runners are at the door. We look for the designated panel, which is the trumpet sign in this case.
Trumpet, fucking thing.
There are a few monitors, 3 as shown next to the door with red lights. We activate all 3, and that opens Cryo Vault 1 for us. It happens there's a synapse cube right there on the counter inside vault number 1. Seems like purple keys do have a chance to drop gold loot, especially in Cryo. And then we vacuum up all the loot in the vault together.
I got this thing.
Vault 1's vent drops us right at the door of control, which is perfect for activating the exfil station we need next. Just know there are some vaults where the vent takes you deeper into one of the spawn areas.
In the vent.
Just in case there's another team around, I pop my recon scan now that we're back in control. We could also grab a 40k valuable, the compiler trace. In the middle of control, you jump into the big icy ditch in the middle, activate it, and get a 40k valuable to share with your whole crew on exfil. Only if you have clearance level 5. But because we've already got this gold salvage, we decide to just beeline for the exfil.
Just age.
You guys want to go for the clearance 5 or not?
No. But,
We have
let's
a
check
synapse
the
cube.
armory.
No, with a synapse cube,
It-
let's just
Go
get
back.
out.
yeah, get
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah.
There's only going to be a synapse cube there as well, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. 40k, you mean? It's just the monies. Oh, what's
Yeah,
this?
but
Another
what
stronghold.
else?
We head to the terminal station that activates the exfil beacon. You can only access this if you've hit security clearance 3, which is another reason clearance matters so much. As soon as we pop the station, it creates the beacon in one of the starting spawns around the map. We just follow the yellow pathways to the beacon and check the top of the yellow gates for the name of the area each path leads to.
Run quick.
I think we just kill this
I
guy.
got you. I got you. I got you.
It was cracked.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Nice.
It's got to be upstairs. Run to the left.
On the left.
Yeah. Up these stairs.
Upstairs.
Here we can see on the map that the exfil beacon is in revival, so we take the revival door through. The map can still be confusing. Cryo is deliberately built like a maze, but we've gained enough map knowledge to navigate it now. There were times when we couldn't find the exfil and died.
So a fun game. We killed a couple of teams and made it to the exfil. We also often pop an extra recon scan as we reach the exfil point just in case a team heard the spawn and is waiting to flank us. We've seen it happen a few times, so an extra scan right before you exfil never hurts. We got the loot, got some gold salvage, upgraded our backpacks, and had fun doing it. And that's the run. But here's the honest part. For every one good cryo game like this, there are about 10 that don't go your way. You'll get wiped, you'll lose your loot, you'll have runs where nothing lands. And that's completely okay. The thing we've learned is that you can be eliminated, but you should never feel defeated. Every run teaches you something. Thanks so much for watching. Do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.